What's up everyone? Ben here, and today I've got yet another Tabata session for you. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed. Because of you, we are now up to 32 followers. Practically famous. I'll be a YouTube sensation before you know it. Anyway, today's session is a lower body focus, predominantly attacking the glutes and the hamstrings, as I know that's what you all secretly want. You all want a booty because of your own various reasons, but it's an ambitious goal. Now, the equipment you're going to need is a kettlebell and a glute band. It's not essential. I'll just have to give you alternatives on those exercises if you don't have a kettlebell. As always, there's going to be 3 separate timers depending on skill level. As you'll see here, if you're a beginner, this is your work versus rest time. If you're intermediate, it's this. And if you're advanced, which is what I'm going to be recording today, this is how much you're going to be working versus resting. You don't have to worry about a timer because all 3 timers will be up here on the screen. The top one is the beginner, the middle is the intermediate, and the bottom is the advanced. We're going to be doing 60 seconds continuous work. So if you're going to keep up with what we're doing today, that's how much you're going to be working. No rest, 8-minute blocks, 90-second rest between each block. We'll be doing 3 blocks in total. Before we do get started though, we're going to be doing a kettlebell swing in the second round, and it's very important you know how to do that first. So if you do a swing, you'll see all manner of form. Sometimes people do it with a straight leg like this, and they'll mistime the swing, which means they overextend and they hurt their back. We want to keep it isolated to the glutes and the hamstring. So if you've watched the fundamental videos, you'll see how to hinge. All you do, slight bend in your knee and push your hips back as though you're mooning someone. And then from there, you will thrust your hips forward by squeezing your bum, stopping there, and then it's just momentum that takes the weight the rest of the way, and then you let it gradually come back between your thighs, slight bend in the knee, push the hips back, and repeat. So in real time, that will look like this. I tend to do it from this position first, a slight bend, swing it out with your arm, and then that is it. The timing is crucial. So thrust, the second you feel your thigh touched with your forearms. Don't mistime it so you're doing this, because you're just going to hurt your back. If you don't have the kettlebell for today's workout, simply drop to your knee and just push your hip back, squeeze your bum here, and come up and down, keeping the tension in the bum the whole way. Likewise, with the glute bands, we're going to step through them, and we're going to keep them around the knee, and we're going to be holding a squat position and turning the knee out. If you don't have the band, simply stay in this position, tension in your bum, imagine you're pinching a peanut between your bum cheeks, and you're just going to turn your knee out like so, imagining you're resisting against a band, trying to keep the tension in the bum. That's it. That's the only pointers I have for you before we get started. Let's get into it. 3 rounds. Best of luck. Okay then, so to begin with, let's go. So we're sitting into that chair, squeezing the bum, and all you're going to do is turn one knee into the band. You're going to keep the tension there, like you're trying to pinch a penny between your bum cheeks, if ever you're doing that. And you don't want this opposite knee to come in. So lock the knees out, and you just turn in that knee into the band. If you don't have the band, just do this same movement, but make sure that movement is coming from your bum. If it feels like it's coming from your glutes, chances are you're driving your knees too far forward. Sit the hips back, squeeze your bum together, and just turn the knee into that band. You're gonna keep it going for another 10 seconds. I may have regretted doing this already. Okay, in 3 seconds, we're gonna pick up the kettlebell, like so. We're gonna hold it upside down, however you like, or you can hold it by the handle, whichever one you find more comfortable. And you're gonna sit into the position and stand up. Driving the knees into the band every time. Keep that chest up to the ceiling as you come down to the chair, the invisible chair that you're sitting into every time. And you're just gonna stand straight back up, driving from the glutes. 20 seconds left. And make sure you're keeping that kettlebell at chest height the whole time. You don't want to let your shoulders round and you don't want to fall forward. Okay guys, then we're going back into that knee turn out. So we're holding that position. Yeah, I really regret doing this already. Ooh. Feel that burn, that sweet, sweet burn, and just keep it going. Right now, your glute should be on fire. Oh, even if you don't have the band, just keep it going. 8 minutes continuous work. Should feel this the next day. Jesus. Keep it going, guys, come on. Stay strong. After this, we're going to drop to the floor and we're going to do glute bridges using the kettlebell. All right, down onto the floor. Keeping the knees driven apart into that band. Kettlebell on your hips. You're just going to thrust up into the air. Okay, knees apart, toes up to the ceiling, squeezing the bum. Do not let those bands pull your knee in at all. The wider you go with your feet, the more you're going to feel your glutes resisting against the tension here. You want to go as high as you can with that weight, okay? Driving up as high as possible. And then after this, we're back up onto our feet and we're doing the knee turn out all over again. Oh, okay. So back onto that first leg. Tension in the bum. Remember, hips back. Drive that knee out. And if this looks shocking, what can I say? My glutes are not that strong, but they are burning. That's all I can tell you. Oh my good Lord. Come on, we're halfway. Also ensure you're bringing the abs in. Drawing the belly button into the spine. I chose too strong a band, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ooh. Back into those goblet squats. Elbows in. Sitting into the chair. Standing up. Do not let the kettlebell pull you forward. Okay? By keeping the shoulders back and the chest up, you should feel your core is having to work overtime here. Picture it like a moving plank. With regards to foot position, just find what works for you. Wide, narrow, and just go as low as you can. You feel a stretch in your bum. All right, 4 seconds. Back into those knee turnouts, here we go. Remember, hips back. Keeping that tension here. Oh, feel that burn. And the lower you can sit and the more you can keep the hips back, the harder that glute medius is going to have to work. We're almost there, come on. I can't hack it, I'm not going to lie. This is tough for me, I'm already breaking a sweat. Final 5 though, here we go. Then we're back onto the floor. Perfect. Into those glute bridges. As fast as a transition as you can. Remember, toes up to the ceiling on the heels. Drive the hips into the weight. Nice and high with each rep. You should feel the hamstrings and the glutes working on this one. And as you come back down to the floor, just make sure that lower back presses into the ground. Belly button drawn in to the spine. Keep it going. Last exercise of the first round. Do not let those knees pull in. And the final 3 seconds. All right, there we go. That is round 1. I don't know about you, my glutes are already very tired. Join me in 1 minute and so many seconds for round 2. We'll be doing the kettlebell swing and we'll be doing single leg Romanian deadlifts. Okay, so we got about 20 seconds. I just want to show you how we're going to do the single leg RDL. Find yourself a wall so you can put your hand against it. Maintain a slight bend in the leg farthest away from the wall. Slide the back leg away and come straight back up. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so leg closest to the wall, slight bend. You're going to slide the other leg away and then you're going to explode straight up. Do not let your hip turn out to one side. We're looking to work the glute and the hamstring of the leg that is on the floor. Ensure you're keeping tension in your bum, keeping your shoulders back, and you're drawing your belly button into your spine. If you pay attention to the shin angle of this leg, you will see it remains pretty vertical. That's because we're hinging and we're not squatting. This should be burning on your hamstring and your glute. After this, we're going into the kettlebell swing. Okay, 3 seconds. Now remember from the beginning, we're gonna pull it in and we're just gonna thrust the weight away So it should feel a pull on the hamstrings because you're maintaining a slight bend in the knees. So pay attention, I thrust here. As soon as my hands come between my legs. After this, we're doing RDLs on the other leg. Okay, back into the opposite leg now. Slight bend in the knee, slide the leg back, elevate it off the floor, squeeze your bum here, stand up. You don't have to put the kettlebell to the floor, it just depends on your flexibility if you can get that low. And up we go. Slight bend in the knee, elevate that back leg nice and high, trying to push this heel as far away from you as you can. Almost as if you're trying to push your heel into the wall behind you. All right, back into those swings. This is going to test your grip just as much as it is your lower body strength. Remember, we're hinging, bending the knees, pushing the hips back as far as we can. Do not do this with a straight leg. You're more likely to hurt your lower back. Back onto that first leg, hand on the wall, slight bend in the knee, sliding the other leg back. Should have a nice straight leg here. Squeeze your bum, drive up. Hinge, squeeze, lift. Hinge, squeeze, lift. Should feel only your hamstring and your glutes doing the movement here. Back into those swings. Okay, one last time. RDLs, leg closest to the wall. Slight bend in the knee. Slide the leg back. Leg comes up. Squeeze the bum. And up. Here we go again. Rinse and repeat, guys. Rinse and repeat. Back into the swings. One last time. I honestly thought that was the end. Wishful thinking. Now that is the end of round 2. Enjoy your rest, and I'll see you in the final round where we're doing a little bit of core and a little bit more of the old bouquet. Alright, we're in the final 5 seconds. Our first one is a prone leg lift. So coming down to the floor, rest your head on your hands, squeeze your bum and lift your legs off the ground. Then slowly lower them down under control. This whole movement should come from your bum first. So squeeze, lift, and then slowly lower. If you feel like you're using your lower back to lift, bring your hands in a little bit closer to your side and repeat the process this way. This is a great one for targeting the glute and trying to get a better firing sequence from your bum to your hamstrings. Okay, over on to your back now. Hands by your side, feet off the floor. As you lean back onto your forearm, you're going to stretch your legs out. Bring your knees up to meet your chest and then back down, and then just rinse and repeat. Try and keep your shins parallel with the floor the whole time, rather than letting them drop here if you can. Only if you're strong enough, if your core is strong enough to manage that. Otherwise, just go through the motions. Nice, slow and controlled. Feel which muscles are working. As always, tensioning your bum, drawing the belly button into your spine. After this, we're doing frog pumps, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy. Okay, feet together, knees apart, lying back, trying to keep your head up, squeeze your bum and lift your bum up into the air. We're trying to keep the knees apart as we do this. Okay. Just rep them out. Just squeeze your bum, lift up. Think about curling the tailbone under as you do this. This is how it should feel in your pelvis, like you're doing this movement. If it's too much to keep your head up, you can relax it onto the floor. Try and get at least 30 done in that time. After this one, we're going into a high plank position. So we're rolling back over in this position here, and we're doing a knee to elbow. So all we're doing is we're rotating side to side, trying to get that knee as close to the elbow as possible. If this position is too challenging, grab yourself a couple of chairs and raise yourself up so your hand is on the chairs. I hate this exercise personally, but it's always good to challenge your rotational strength, as we don't live in a 2D world, we live in a 3D world. So we need to be strong in all movement patterns. Back onto the floor. Second and last round, squeezing the bum, lifting the legs up. So I mentioned earlier about a firing sequence, and what I mean by that is you want your glutes to fire first. In other words, you want to contract those muscles first. Then it should be your hamstrings, and finally the muscles of your lower back. They're called things like your spinal erectors. The reason being is a lot of the time people's glutes are lazy and they fire in the wrong sequence, usually lower back, hamstrings and glutes. But by training the correct pattern, you should be able to keep your lower back safe. Back onto your bum and keep going. Because if you keep lifting with your lower back, eventually what's going to happen is you're going to pull a disc, you're going to herniate a disc, you're going to end up on a road to recovery when all you really needed to focus on was a bit more glute strength and hamstring strength. Whew. Oh, I'm flagging, guys. We're almost there. Back into those frog pumps. Feet together, knees apart. Here we go. Up. Let's try and get 40 this time. 3. Almost working the core here as well. I got 37. So close. All right, let's finish with the high plank, knee to elbow. Remember, we're keeping the belly button drawn in, we're squeezing our glutes, and we're just twisting across, bringing that knee across the body. With a slight twist through the hip. And that is it. That is another lower body and core workout. I hope you're enjoying these, but as I say to you every time, these workouts are very good because I designed them. Now, these workouts are great, but that's all they are. They're just a workout. If you want to change the way your body looks, you really need to be addressing other areas such as sleep and nutrition. Those two factors are going to be what determine your stress levels and your body fat, muscle development, and you need a plan to get the body you want. So fortunately for all of you, up here now is a bunch of videos I made covering sleep and nutrition. Just things like macros, calories, how many you should be eating, what's right for you. Please forgive the fact I am a very dull reporter on the fact or on the subject in those videos. They were some of the first ones I made. But watch them, maybe there's something for you. If not, just keep coming back and watching these videos. I'll keep whipping your ass like I'm whipping mine. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, you can contact me on any of these here on my right. So thank you for stopping by, and I will see you again for the next one. Goodbye, guys.